Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and blessings this morning. I pray that everyone is well and doing all right. I got to thank everybody, for walking this walk with me. And because you walk this walk with me, I'm honest and I share a lot of things that are personal and serious. I'm not up here for gimmicks, followers, likes, and stuff like that. I don't do this for money. I do this because I pray that one day, someday, my message will touch somebody's heart and make a change for the better, as others touch my heart and help me strive to do and be better daily. So with that said, I pray that you all are well and taking care of yourselves. Taking care of yourselves. And by that I mean this. People I know, many of the people I know that I'm close to, we take care of everybody else. We take care of everybody else. I mean, I know my best friend, he's like that, Roy. Great sister, that I know, that I care about, Sandra, cousins, you know what I'm saying, and my family members, other friends, they a lot of people I know personally, we take care of a lot of other people, but we don't really make a lot of time for ourselves. And I mean, honestly, and I'm being honest. And because we don't know how to make time for ourselves, we find ourselves becoming built up with frustration or pain or anger, hurt, disappointment. And those, components once built up, are gonna seek release. Sometimes that release is, arguing or being a bit on edge all the time, a bit angry at times, moody, things like that. And it's human. But trying to find the balance, trying to find how to do for others and do for self. How to find it in ourselves to be okay with not doing for others when we can and still doing for self. How not to be overwhelmed. And I'm going somewhere with this. And this relates to everybody, outside, in this free society, this free world, but it also relates to those in prison. So I speak to those returning citizens who may watch this, those who have come home, those who are striving to work, to get a job, those who are striving to maintain a life, maintain a car, maintain an apartment, maintain a home, those who are trying to keep up on their bills, those who are trying to keep the discipline that was imposed on us and that we imposed on ourselves or the inside out here in this super fast-paced, almost uncaring society. I had a friend of mine. I saw him about a month ago in Newport News. And I won't really give his name up just yet. I will, but not today. But I saw him a month ago. Good brother, man. Good in that he was conscious. We knew each other, inside as well. I used to allow him to speak and do spoken word at many of my platforms in the prison system because he was good at it. He'd give a spoken word, man, to give you goosebumps. And because it came from the heart. And so when I went down Newport News, as you all who are following me know, I went to speak at and be a part of a great friend of mine, a brother of mine, man, Troy Ketchmore's release party, if you want to call it that, addressing and just a sort of reunion. So after that evening, I called up this friend of mine and was like, man, I'm in your neck of the woods. So he came through, he was a little tipsy, and I spoke to him, we talked, and I was a little disappointed because of how, drunk he was, so I talked to him a couple of days later and I was like, man, I'm not judging you, Because he even said, bro, I thought you was, I figured you were disappointed because you didn't call me back yet. I said, well, I was actually driving all day, and then I had to do a couple chores for my family. I said, but I was disappointed, but not in a judgmental way like you this, you that. I said, I was disappointed, man, because you did 26 years, 20, I think 24, maybe. And you came home, you've been home for a year. You've been doing a little jobs here and there, odd jobs here and there. But this drink will subdue you, will subdue your spirit. It will subdue your progress. And I see it, man. Our people, alcoholics, man. And again, this is not me judging. This is, man, there's alcohol stores, liquor stores on every corner in DC. Every corner, man. And I can't stand them more and more, man, because I watch my family come home from work and drink. You see, drive and drink. People I know, man, I did it. You know what I mean? I did it. You know what I mean? I was drunk when I caught this case. Well, partially drunk when I, got incarcerated, to be honest with you. Had a couple of beers. But anyway, so I talked to him, and we had a good discussion, and I talked to him Saturday. He was doing well. He said, bro, I'm in a zone. I feel I'm about to find my zone, but it was more lurking. Last week he killed his brother in Newport News. He had a disdain for his brother, because they had another brother that was killed while he was locked up. And the circumstances surrounding that had a lot to do with, the other brother. He didn't do it or anything or, make it happen, but, street issues. But he still spent time with his brother and talked to his brother. His brother owned a couple of hookah lounges. And they got into a little situation last week. They argued, almost got into a physical altercation, but he just had stuff on his heart with this brother, man, his blood brother now. And he drove a car up in the brother's shop, man, last week, and gunned him down, And so he reached out to a few people, after it. And, no one could really reach him. No one could talk to him. I tried myself. I was given a number of a phone that he had because his other phones, I guess he discarded them. And I tried to send a message or two, call me, hit me up, talk to me. And, my last message was kind of almost panicky because I was fearing the worst because he would always say, I'm not going back, bro. I'm not going back. His case that landed him in prison involved him and a friend running from the, police. And when the police caught his friend, they were, manhandling him, He turned around and basically, shot in the air to, get their attention and took off, but he got caught. So, he did 20-something years off of that. So he always feared that if he ever did anything wrong, his life was on the line. And this was extremely wrong, I can't speak to what his brother has done or whatever and arguments and all that, but he didn't deserve death. And I know that he didn't deserve death. So, my friend went on the run, and they found him a couple of days ago in Durham, North Carolina, with a self-inflicted gunshot wound to his head. And so it still hurts, right? I'm holding it together this morning. Y'all know me, man. I try, I don't, but pride aside, man, this stuff hurts, man, because I've talked to brothers, and I talk to brothers as much as I can, and I listen to brothers, and some sisters, man, that have been inside. Man, it's a lot of suffering because we made a lot of mistakes, man, and those mistakes haunt us. But while we were in there striving hard to do the time and learn the lessons and evolve, from those mistakes, we came home to a different society, a different world. You got people out here walk past you and just stare you down. And I'm like, man, what, do I look familiar? Why are you staring at me? And then I got to check myself. I got to say, don't even pay it no mind. Just keep on moving. Because they don't know me. I don't have nothing to prove to them. But that's a battle inside for a lot of us. That's a battle inside because we're raised proving ourselves. You know, you don't look handsome enough. You don't look pretty enough. You putting hair and makeup on and you working out and, not for health reasons. We do all this to prove ourselves, to prove we handsome, to prove we pretty, to prove we need to be accepted. So there's a lot of pressure in this world. I watch it. We break our necks to prove ourselves to people who could care less about us. And the people who care about us, who don't care, how tight your stomach is, how pretty your face is, how nice your hands are. The people who love us don't care nothing about none of that. They want you happy. They want you happy. They want you smiling from inside out. They want you successful, but success don't mean you have to have a McLaren or some expensive, cars or mansion. If you have that, a blessing. But that may not be success to everybody. Success to somebody might be a 1-bedroom apartment, a bus pass, and they in them streets saving mothers, saving children, saving homeless, helping people, cleaning up our planet. So it hurts, man. And so I say this to anybody. Some of you all that follow me, you write, you type me some serious stuff and I respond as best I can, and I'm grateful. Some people have DM'd me and I've given the best of advice that I can. And I take advice. Many of you all have responded with, Khalid, stay strong. Khalid, hold on. Khalid, you ain't alone. And I appreciate you from the bottom of my soul, man. Real talk, man. But look around you as well. Look around you. You got family members, man, that may need a shoulder. Put your pride aside. Pick the phone up, man. We ain't gotta text everybody all damn day, man. Pick the phone up, man. Call somebody. Check on them. It's all right. So what? They owe you $5. So what? Got people, we act like we really God's people. We go to church. We go to the mosque. We go to the temple, right? We think we praising and worshiping the God, but we don't treat the children of God with the right spirit. And we playing with the people of God. So like I said, it's a lot of weight on my shoulders, but it's weight on everybody's shoulders, man. And I take it. I take it. Some of us are, we've lived a life that have fashioned us for, adversity and hardship. But man, it ain't always easy. So I'm grateful for those who are in my life who assist me by being a shoulder, by being a help, by being an ear when I need to vent. It's rough, So again, for you all, who are watching, I thank you. I thank you for watching, because you don't have to. You could be watching everything and anything else. Many of us don't want to be educated today. Many of us don't want to be enlightened. We don't like seriousness. I know guys in prison, man, they'll sit back and watch cartoons all day. How you 40 years old, 50 years old, you sitting here watching cartoons? I'm talking about all day. Can't read or write. Some of us choose to be silly. We want silly friends. We want silly relationships. We enjoy silly because silly doesn't come with a weight. It doesn't come with an accountability, right? So for those who are serious about evolving, I appreciate you. And for those who are silly who may watch this, it's all right to grow. Embrace that growth. Please embrace that growth, because your growth is going to help somebody else. You know what I mean? It's going to help you, but it's going to help somebody else, likely someone you care about, someone you love. So embrace it. That's what makes you an asset. Being silly, more often than not, makes you a liability or a non-factor. So again, I thank y'all, man, and I pray that y'all have a good day, man. But if it's a weighty day, please reach out. Reach out to somebody and be like, man, I got something on my mind. I need to get it off my chest. I need somebody to talk to, whatever. And if you don't, do not feel prideful about, calling somebody. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we don't want to go to the one that's going to give us a lecture, but the lecture is what we need. You can listen to music all day. That's therapeutic. You can walk in the park. That's therapeutic. But sometimes the advice is going to come from a human, man, that God is blessed with a knowledge or an experience, to get you about that funk, right? So, pride aside, man, it's all right to grow. So thank you. Thank you all, for your ear. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you. And strive hard to have a good day. And if you're having a good day, try to help somebody else have a good day. Peace.